Dear students of class 10th, today we will revise lesson number 1 of geography. Name of the chapter is Resources and Development. Today we will revise soil as a resource. All of you know that soil covers the earth's surface. Soil is the only medium in which the plants grow. Natural vegetation, pastures, and agriculture are supported by different varieties of soils only. If used judiciously, soil will continue to exist as a renewable resource. Soil formation is a very slow process. Almost a million years are required to form soil of a few centimeters in depth. The soil forming factors are relief, landforms, drainage, bedrock, climate, vegetation, then macroorganisms and time. Some natural agencies like rivers, winds, sea waves are also responsible for soil formation. They form young and transported soil free from horizons. Their movement causes erosion of rocks and later deposition of rock materials in low-lying areas. Chemical and organic changes take place in soils due to humidity, temperature, gases in atmosphere, vegetation, and microorganisms. Soil also contains organic matter called humus, which is formed by dead and decaying plants and inorganic materials. Humus increases soil fertility. So this diagram is showing you different horizons or the layers what we are getting in the soil. So with regard to the on the basis of formation of soil, soil can be of two types, transported and residual. If we take the example of alluvial soil, it is an example of transported variety of soil. But if you will take the example of black soil, then what we can say here is that it is an example of residual variety of soil because it is formed at C2, SITU. C2 means the place of origin of parent rock. So now let us discuss about the some of the important factors which have played a significant role in the formation of the soil. First one, we'll discuss about the parent rock. The source of rock fragments that make up soil is parent material, which may either be bedrock or loose sediments transported elsewhere by water, wind, or ice. The surface rocks are exposed to the process of weathering and suffer decay and decomposition. And with regard to the weathering, what I told you in the previous video, this is the process, natural process or physical process by which exposed rocks are weared and teared, means broken into smaller pieces. So this process is continuous in nature, and in the last we are getting topmost layer, what we are getting, that is of superfine particles of weathered rock with humus, which is known as soil. In this process, the rocks are converted into fine grains and provide a base for the soil formation. The soils of northern plains of India have been largely derived from depositional work of the Himalayan rivers. The rivers deposit very fine particles of soil called alluvium in their plains during the course of their long journey. spread over hundreds of kilometers and thousands of years. These soils have little relation with the original rock. On the other hand, the soil of peninsular plateau are generally coarse-grained and are closely related to the parent rock. Second important factor, that is the relief. Relief also influences the process of soil formation in many ways, the most important being the slope of the land. The steep slope encourages the swift flow of water, so steep slopes usually have a thin soil layer. The areas where the land is having gentle slope generally experiences deposition and have deep layer of soil. The next important factor, that is the climate. Temperature and the rainfall, or you can say the moisture, are the climatic variables of greatest significance in soil formation. Both the chemical and biological process in soil are usually accelerated by high temperature and abundant moisture and are slowed down by low temperature and lack of moisture. Another important factor, that is the natural vegetation. Vegetation of various kinds growing in soil forms certain vital functions. First one, the decayed leaf material adds much needed humus to the soil, thereby increasing its fertility. And second way, roots hold the soil and so prevent erosion. And third way also, we can count the role of vegetation. With regard to the roots of the trees, they are also helping in process of weathering. As the trees are becoming longer or taller, the roots are also moving inside, penetrating inside the soil, and the roots become thicker and thicker. And by this way, the process of weathering is accelerated. After that, next important factor, that is the time. Time is an important factor, what I told you just now. Though soil is a renewable resource, but it may take millions of years to form a very thin layer of soil of few centimeter in depth. So time is very important factor which is also influencing the formation of soil. So these are the important factors which are influencing the soil formation. After that, we'll discuss about types of soil in our country. So with regard to the soil, in India, we are getting following varieties of soil: alluvial soil, red soil, black soil, laterite soil, desert soil, and the mountain soil. These are the main varieties of soil what we are getting in our country. So today we will revise about the alluvial soil. So with regard to the alluvial soil, you can see this slide. The most commonly found and widespread soil of India is the alluvial soil. It covers the maximum area in India in northern plain, river valleys, in peninsular India, and deltas on east coast. It also extends into Rajasthan and Gujarat in a narrow belt. Northern plains have maximum concentration of alluvial soil. They are found by alluvium deposited by Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra river system for thousands of years. So you can see the map. This map is showing you the alluvial soil in our country. So the northern plain, then eastern coastal plain you can take, and also in this part we are getting alluvial soil. So with regard to the some of the features, what we can count here. So in this slide, I have mentioned some of the features of the alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is young soil which is transported and deposited by rivers. They consist of varying proportions of sand, clay, and silt. Alluvial soils are coarse where the rivers have left mountains to enter plains, and when there is a sudden change in slope from steep to gentle, hence it can be seen in Piedmont plains such as Dwars, Kos, and Tarai. According to age factor, alluvial soil is classified as Khada and Banga. Khada is new alluvium, finer grained, light in color, fertile, and found along the banks, floodplains, and delta regions where as Banga is the old alluvium, darker in color, coarse in nature, and found above the level of floodplain. Banga contains conker nodules. Alluvial soils are mostly fertile, in which almost all the crops can be grown. Hence, alluvial soil regions are intensively cultivated lands and they support dense population. This soil contain adequate potash, lime, and phosphoric acid. They are deficient in nitrogenous and organic content. They tend to be alkaline in arid areas. So these are some of the features or the characteristics of alluvial soil. About the black soil we will discuss in the next video.